Okay. Right. This dude is 21. He's 5'7", so he's my height. He's a college student and part-time at Boone Mart. During your last party in college, you meet a drunk Caine whose friends seem to have abandoned him. You eventually help him to get home safe. Half a year later, you meet him again at a jewelry store and he's stealing. You call him out and he makes a mad dash for it. You see him again at the convenience store he works at where he pretends he doesn't know what you're talking about. You warn him to be careful, otherwise you report him as a thief to his college. That should keep him in line, right? You know, some of the characters who haven't been like released yet, which are about 3 of them, all have things like available in 2022. Where are they? Where are they, Celiana, whatever your name is? Let's view them. Yucky. Alright, warnings and triggers, crude language and curse words, minor blood, stealing, bullying and body shaming, minor violence, online hate messages. Submissive, never. Oof. This dude is not my type. Rough, can be aggressive. Ugh. Gentle, sometimes. Kinky, wants to make you beg. Not gonna happen. Unless the game forces me to. Like, I don't have a choice in it. Confidence, surprisingly high. Flustered, occasionally. Cockiness, almost always. Libido, always horny. We're not gonna do the ones with spoilers. I place my mascara down onto the desk and give myself a quick look over in my handheld mirror. Alright, I think I look decent enough. This is the last party I'll be attending. After this, I will graduate and earn my degree in fashion design. Being a 3rd year in college makes everything feel so fast. I swear it was only yesterday that I was still a freshman. Come on, Valkii, are you ready yet? Asks Sarah, my roommate. Just about. How do I look? Sarah gives me a head-to-toe look, judging me internally. She's always blunt and honest with her opinions, so whatever she says, I'll believe it. It's cute and it suits you. Did you make that top yourself? I happily nod my head. Of course! I've got to put those skills to use, after all. Soon I'll be running my own boutique and sewing my own clothes for customers. Let me know when you do, so I can take pictures of them, says Sarah with a chuckle. Sarah's major is photography, so she loves to take pictures of models and clothing. On many occasions, I would be the one posing in my own clothes, and she'd take the pictures. Trust me, it's not fun standing underneath a strong light that slowly cooks you from the inside while blinding you every 2 seconds. Though isn't the collar a little too wide? Sarah wonders out loud. I touch my collar with my fingertips, kind of like I'm doing right now. No, it's supposed to be like that, I explain. Alright, you're the expert. Anyways, ready to go to the party? She asks. I eagerly nod my head at her. I heard Kyle will be there. Sarah looks into the distance with a dreamy look on her face. I roll my eyes. Are you still smitten with him? No, she lies. Well, maybe just a little. Whatever. Just remember not to go home with him tonight. Spare yourself the drama. Right. We leave our dorm rooms to go to the party. My last college party. It's making me feel a little sentimental. Rose-colored glasses. Oh damn, listen to this beat. What does it sound like? It sounds like sweet dreams are made of these. When Sarah and I arrive at the party, people are already making a ruckus. The music is loud and obnoxious. To be honest, I don't even know whose house this is. I simply, along with a bunch of other people's, got a graduation party invite. There's about 50 or so people in the house, all carrying red cups full of alcohol. The smell of beer is hard to miss. Some of them are playing beer pong on the kitchen table, whereas others are taking shots in the living room. I recognize a few people. Some of them are in the same major as I am, but most of the people are strangers to me. Let's get something to drink and loosen you up, says Sarah. What makes you think I need to loosen up? I question her. Sarah gives me a knowing smirk. I still remember the last time you were a shy wallflower at Eric's party. I find myself a little embarrassed at the memory. That was over 2 years ago and I didn't know anyone at the party. I hadn't even met Sarah yet, though that is where we first met. Shut up, that's ages ago, I grumble. I'm perfectly capable of mingling with people now. Just as I said that, a guy from my fashion class walks up to me. It's Zach, a friendly face. Hey Valkii, I don't have a Sprite. Didn't think you'd come, he greets me with a smile. Hey Zach. I look over next to me. This is Sarah, my roommate. Sarah nods her head at him, then turns to me. I'm gonna get us some drinks, okay? Sure, I say with a smile. Sarah leaves the two of us alone. It's crazy how we've almost graduated. It'll be weird not to go to college anymore, says Zach. True. It's a little sad since I've enjoyed my experience so far. I'm going to miss college. What are your plans for afterwards? Me and Gwen are thinking of taking a trip to Paris and meeting some of the fashion designers over there. Paris? That sounds cool, but I've got my own plans to open up my own boutique after graduation. Oh yeah, I remember that. What are you going to call it? He asks, excited. It might change later on, but I think I'm going to go with Olympus. It's got a nice ring to it. Not something like Hearth's Designs or simply Hearth, you know, like the other famous brands. I shake my... Imagine if I did call it Hearth. That would make so little sense. With the story. Okay, like with the... how the conversation flowed. I shake my head. I'd rather not name it after myself, I explain. I'm okay with Olympus. Or maybe the game is even like, oh, you can't name it after yourself. I don't know. It's weird, though. Suit yourself. You'd never take anyone's advice anyway, says Zach with a shrug. I narrow my eyes at him, confused. Huh? What do you mean by that? Zach is distracted by someone walking past him. I think I just spotted my future wife, he says, and quickly leaves me alone. That's probably a good thing he left you alone. What a weird comment to make. I can name my boutique however I see fit. I don't need to take his naming suggestions to heart. I feel slightly agitated now. Not soon after, Sarah comes back holding 2 drinks, handing one over to me. It's filled with beer and... What's this? I ask, smelling a whiff of raspberry. No damn clue, but it smells amazing, she says with a laugh. I've got to agree, the raspberry is very strong and for once beer doesn't smell bad. I take a sip and find myself quite liking the taste. It barely even tastes like beer. Interesting, I say as I look at the cup. Now I understand how people can become alcoholics. Drinking alcohol will get my mind off of things like Zach saying something stupid to me. Really, you let that dude bother you so badly that you're gonna drink to forget? Sarah chuckles heartily and finishes up her drink. Eventually, her eye catches the sight of someone she recognizes. Is it that dude? I've already forgotten his name. Kyle. Oh, it's Kyle, she says, sounding a bit nervous. Sarah, I say in a serious tone. Remember the last time you were with Kyle? Don't make that same mistake. Sarah isn't even looking at me. I know, but I won't. I know what to expect now, which is to say absolutely nothing. I sigh. I'm not going to comfort you when he hurts you again. Inevitably, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Sarah's been back and forth with Kyle for over a year now. She really seems to like guys with red eyes. I'm just going to talk, she says with a pout. Be back later. Sarah then makes a beeline for Kyle. Since I'm alone now, I walk around the house trying to look for people I may recognize. The party is still going on an hour later, and the people have gotten even more wild. They've made quite a mess of the house. I feel a bit bad for the parents of the person who lives here. I hope they know that a party is being held, although they probably don't. People like to host parties when their parents are out of town. I've talked to a bunch of my classmates, several new people, and have had a couple of beers. Not enough to get me drunk, though, only slightly looser, as Sarah would say. I sit down on an empty spot on the couch, getting a bit tired of standing on my feet. There's a rowdy couple next to me, engaged in some sort of environmental debate. There's a hard protruding object poking me. I realize I'm sitting on something. I stick my hand underneath my leg and grab the object. It's someone's cell phone. It's an older model, though a smartphone nonetheless. Excuse me, is this yours? I ask the girl next to me on the couch. She shakes her head no, the guy next to her as well, and they continue their debate. I look around the living room, wondering whose cell phone this could be. No one in my vicinity seems to be searching for something. I get up from the couch and ask random people if they are the owner of this cell phone. It's got a particular diamond sticker on the back, but no one can recognize it. After 20 minutes, I give up. No one knows anything. It'd be sad if this person doesn't get their cell phone back. That thing is like your lifeline when you're in college. Can't live without it. Maybe I can unlock the phone and get some information that way. Hopefully this person doesn't have a password. To my surprise, I would need to swipe to unlock it. I browse around the apps, looking for some contact information stored somewhere. I quickly realize that people don't actually do this. They don't store their name or address in their cell phones. I sigh, maybe I should try and call someone on their contact list, and hopefully they know who it is. I scroll through their contacts. College, dad, mum, police. This person has no contacts? The only numbers this phone stores are the user's parents. That's rather sad. This person doesn't seem to have any friends, or perhaps they recently got a new cell phone and didn't import their contacts yet. Then again, it is an older model. It can't be brand new. I don't really feel like calling someone's parents, though. What if they don't agree with their son or daughter going to some party and I ruin their secret? Yeah, probably best not to call the parents. Ignoring the contacts, I try one last thing, their gallery. I'm very conflicted about it because this is really digging through someone's privacy. But what else can I do? I can't just leave the cell phone here. Someone might actually steal it. I've heard horror stories about people losing their cell phone during parties such as these. Okay, here's what I would do. maybe I'd look through their contacts to try and, I don't know, maybe I would do that, maybe, like right away when I found it, maybe. But I would not go through their gallery. I would hang on to the phone and, like, maybe tell the owner of the house, like whoever's house party this is, to turn down the music and then have them yell, hey, has anyone lost a phone? I know someone might claim, if it's an older one, I doubt they'd want to take it, but still, like, it's the person who actually did lose the phone will be like they frantically want it, you know. That's what I would do. And if that still doesn't, if no one comes forward, then maybe I'd go through the phone a bit. It wouldn't be like my first instinct to be like, better go through their gallery. I don't want to be assaulted with random ass pictures that they might have on there. Sounds like a nightmare. Whatever, I'm doing it. Maybe they have a selfie, hopefully. I open the gallery, bracing myself in case I find any nudes. And I sigh in relief, there are definitely no nudes. Instead, all of the thumbnails show pieces of metalworking instead. Lots of pictures of jewellery, rings, necklaces, tools I've never seen before. Our college does have a metalwork department. A few of my friends have it as their major. They make a lot of sculptures and jewellery, so at least the owner of this phone does go to the same college as me. But this doesn't help me in finding the owner at all. There's not a single selfie in their gallery. The only things I see are jewellery and pictures of street cats. Good pictures. I would be happy to see those pictures. Frustrated, I put the cell phone in my purse. If by the end of the night I still haven't found the owner, I'm just going to leave it here with the person who lives here. There we go. They can sort it out. I exit the living room to find the bathroom. I push my way through groups of people who are drunk out of their minds, spilling beer all over the floor. The smell is nauseating. Finally, I stumble inside the bathroom. I bump into someone's head. We both collide painfully, and I jump back in pain. I drop my purse to the floor as I cling onto my throbbing forehead. What is it with this lady and meeting the love interest by bumping into them? Watch it, he snarls at me. There's a guy staggering in front of me, desperately trying to keep his balance. He smells so much of alcohol, he's clearly drunk. I'm sorry, I thought the bathroom was free. I apologize. The door was unlocked after all. I'm about to grab my purse and make a mad dash out of there when I realize the guy is picking it up instead. The unknown cell phone had fallen out and the redhead takes it. My phone, he cries. He then glares at me. You stole it. What? No, I say, feeling insulted. I found it. So that's the owner of the phone. Should I believe him? Well, why... Okay, so why would you... Should you believe him? Yes, because it is not your phone. And usually if you see a phone fall out of someone's purse, you assume it's theirs. So he would be claiming that the phone is his, even though it might be yours. So yeah, I would believe him. Yeah, whatevs. He tucks the phone back into his back pocket. He grows quiet for a bit. My purse, please, I say, pointing at the purse he's holding in his hand. Ah, he says as he looks down at his hand, just now realizing he's holding it. The guy holds it out for me and I eagerly take it from him. He wobbles on his feet, almost losing his balance when I tear the purse from his fingers. Then, like it's some sick joke, the redhead's face contorts into a weird grimace. He starts making this weird retching noise. Oh no. Oh no. He's going to... I spin around and jump out of the way just in the nick of time because the redhead's stomach contents decided to surface right at that moment. The guy collapses onto the floor. I press myself against the bathroom door, squeezing my eyes shut, listening to the awful barfing noises he makes. The stench of vomit fills up my nostrils and it almost makes me want to throw up. This is disgusting. Gross. Yeah, the smell of vomit makes me want to be sick. Like instantly. I will probably throw up if I smell it. So whenever I need to like help like one of my friends, I need to like put a clothes peg on my nose or something. When he's finally stopped, I open my eyes again. You know, even the noise makes me want to throw up actually. Like that true retching noise. There's so much disgusting vomit all over the floor. The guy is passed out, resting against the bathtub. So the fierce option is to do it yourself. The kind option is to find someone else to help you take care of him. Against all my instincts, which are yelling at me to run far, far away from him, I move closer to him. I'm careful to avoid stepping into the awful orange puddle of doom. His skin is sweaty, his hair sticking to his face. He looks completely pale, but he is breathing still. I bite my lips. This is what you get when you drink too much alcohol. He obviously doesn't tolerate it very well. I poke my finger into his cheek, waiting for a reaction. Nothing. Hey, I call out and poke him again. Still nothing. Great, he's completely passed out and I really need to pee. What should I do? Leave him here? Notify someone else there's a barely conscious person sitting next to his own vomit? What you should do is call him an ambulance or take him to the hospital because you don't know what's going on there. You don't know if he's actually just passed out. You don't know if he's given himself like alcohol poisoning or something. Maybe there's more. You just don't know what's wrong with him. Probably. I take one last look at the guy to remember his features. Red wavy hair, freckles across his cheeks, and I believe cyan eyes. I can't recall. Either way, I leave the bathroom to find someone who knows him at least. Just say Blue. The first person I come across, I immediately ask him for help. Hey, there's a person passed out in the bathroom. He's got red hair and freckles. Do you know him? Sorry, don't know any gingers. He says while shrugging his shoulders. I try the next person, but they give me the same answer. The next 5 people I ask also don't seem to know him. I'm beginning to believe that either his friends deserted him, or he simply doesn't have any. If his empty contact list is any indication, this is troublesome. I should probably look for Sarah. Sarah, I call out at her. She's flirting with Kyle, who has an arm draped around her shoulders. I guess they're back together again. Hey, what's up, Valkii? She says cheerfully. There's this guy passed out in his own vomit in the bathroom. Ew, gross, don't step in it. I give her this deadpan look. Well, I think he needs some help. Maybe move him to a couch or bed or something. Just make sure he's on his side, says Kyle, in case he vomits again in his sleep. People can choke on their own vomit that way, you know. You're smart, says Sarah coyly. I roll my eyes. Well, I just need some help. I can't simply let him stay in the bathroom like that. I don't know, I'm sure his friends will come and help, says Sarah, not really caring. She's too drunk to have a serious conversation with. By the way, don't wait up for me. I'm going back to Kyle's place tonight, Sarah whispers at me with a wink. I groan out loud, but decide not to say anything. She's a lost cause with Kyle, and I can't babysit her forever. This time, someone else needs my help, and he's passed out in the bathroom. Whatever, just stay safe, okay? I say, and leave the 2 to their own devices. I return to the bathroom. The awful smell of vomit hits me like a ton of bricks. I try my best to suppress my gag reflex. The redhead is sitting up straight this time, though still leaning against the tub. He looks at me, a strange expression gracing his face. He looks so down and defeated, all washed up. I just saw a guy piss out the window, he slurs, then points to the open window behind him. Well, at least someone managed to take a leak. My bladder is still full. On the other hand, the guy is up and conscious this time. That's an improvement. He looks like crap though, but that's to be expected when you threw up your entire dinner. I point to my own mouth. You've got a little something right here. Quickly, he wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. He then sighs like he doesn't even care anymore. What am I going to do with this guy? Hey, do you have any friends here that I can talk to, so they know you're completely wasted and come get you? He keeps eerily still, opting not to respond to me at all. He slowly tries to get up from the floor and stand up straight. Clearly he's still too drunk, as he almost slips and falls, but leans against the wall for support. I can get myself out, he says, determined, though his speech is still slurred. With confidence, he pushes himself away from the wall and walks straight towards me. Wait, no, if he keeps walking in a straight line, he's going to step into the... Wait, I call out to him. Of course he doesn't wait. The redhead slips and his body tips over, stumbling forward. I catch him, well, not like I have a choice when he crashes into me. He slams me against the door, and his red hair is all stuffed up in my face, with his head buried in my neck. This is too close for comfort, not to mention he reeks. Come on, you smell, I complain and push him off me. He sways on his feet in front of me, his eyes glazed over. Sorry, he mumbles weakly. Is there anyone I can call for you? Anyone at all? I ask. It's slight, but he shakes his head, his wavy red hair bobbing with his head. Great, there really is no one. I place my hands on my hips and sigh. I know he's just some stranger, but I feel oddly responsible for him since I'm the one that found him like this. Valkii, what are you getting yourself into? Let's get you home, I say and hold out my hand. His gorgeous cyan eyes pierce straight through me. I didn't realize how close he is to my own height. His eyes, while droopy, are so vibrant. He takes my hand, wobbling on his feet while looking down to make sure he doesn't trip. We exit the bathroom together. I managed to call a taxi, and after seeing the state he's in, I decide to go with him. We're both in the back seat, the car is driving slowly. I'm wondering what compelled me to look out for someone like that. My eyes flicker over towards the guy. His red hair is a mess, and he's half falling asleep from being so drunk. He's got this vulnerable look, so frail and little. I guess I have a secret soft spot for people who are in need of help or comfort. I'm hopeless in that case. The car makes a turn and the boy loses his balance completely and ends up falling slumped against my shoulder. A whiff of vomit fills up my nose. You smell nice, he says softly. And you stink, I say as I push him away from me. Yeah, he grumbles. At least you're managing to hold everything in at the moment. That's progress, I note. He's not throwing up after all. I was a little worried he'd get car sick, but while he does still look sickly, he's improved ever since we left the party. You sure can't handle your liquor though. Is this your first time getting so drunk? He shrugs in response. Being drunk is fun, he says while drawling the last word. He looks out the window. It numbs the senses, he mumbles quietly. I raise my eyebrows, but decide not to question or press him any further. I don't care much for a stranger's problems either. I sit in silence for the rest of the ride. Eventually, we've made it. The taxi drops us off at an apartment complex. I have to drag the guy to the second floor as he's too unstable to walk straight. What number? I ask him. I'm looking at all of the doors, their numbers increasing. He's dangling off my right arm, barely holding on. 212, he says in a raspy voice. We keep moving until we finally reach the number 212. I stand still in front of his door and shake him off my arm. He's not budging though, latching onto it like it's his lifeline. Keys, I say loudly. Pocket, he grumbles back, not making any attempts to get them. Dude, I don't know you well enough to stick my hand down your pants, I say in an annoyed tone. He lets out an exasperated sigh, but pushes himself away from my arm and takes the keys out of his pocket. He fumbles around with them, then ends up dropping them to the floor. The guy curses loudly before picking them up, then goes for his second attempt to unlock the door. He keeps jamming the key into the hole and misses the mark completely. Imagine being so lame as to wait for him to unlock the door. Nah, just get out of here as fast as you can. I lose my patience. Give it to me, I say as I snatch the keys out of his hand and push him aside. I quickly unlock the door. Could have done that myself, you know, then why didn't you? He complains. You can barely stand up straight. You're too incompetent to handle holds at the moment. That's what she said. He snorts at his own joke. That joke was so cringeworthy that I want to drink bleach to forget it. I don't think doing that would make you forget. I think it'd make you die. I slap him hard on his back instead, causing him to jump away in surprise and stumble inside his apartment. Well, I did my job, got the drunk kid back in one piece. I'm leaving now. He turns around to face me, his eyebrows furled together in a frown. He looks confused. You not gonna ask? I shrug. Ask what? Guess not. Whatever. He cocks his head to the side, giving me this weird look. Well, I guess expecting thanks from him seems a little far-fetched at the moment. I can't believe I spent half my night taking care of this kid. Don't forget to wash the stench off of you, I say. See you. Yeah, sure, he mumbles and slowly closes the door. I take in a deep breath and turn on my heel, ready to walk away and get inside that taxi. Before I can catch my fighting music. Before I can catch my sweet ride to freedom, however, I hear a loud crash inside of the guy's apartment, followed by loud groaning. My anxiety spikes and I wonder if he's okay. Maybe he fell down and hurt himself. My feet bring me back to the front door and my fingers twitch as I hover them over the doorknob. Should I check to see if he's okay? I knock on the door. Hey, you alright in there? More loud groaning. Frantically, I fiddle around with the doorknob to open the door. Of course he forgot to lock it, and enter his apartment. Oh. Well, that was the first chapter. Oh wow, we get to keep our hair. What else can I change? Yeah, whatever. Let me go to the shop. I don't know why it takes so long to load it, but okay. What else can I buy? I can buy new eyes. Oh, I like those ones. Those are cute. Okay, so if it, okay. Oh, you know what? They have changed things. Let me just show you how this stuff works. Look at all these ugly things. Okay. So you need to, it's got black and spots and this, and then I'm done and I get 1,000 coins. And this would get harder the more clothes you buy. Nope, not that one, this one. But basically, it's just really easy. But look at how ugly they all are. Anyway, that's that. Okay. Let's just go to chapter 2. What I see, I more or less expected. The red-headed guy is on the ground, his feet entangled with a plastic bag. He's trying to get it off his feet, but is unable to coordinate his hands well enough to free himself. That's fine. I sigh in relief. He seems to be relatively okay. Next to me, I turn on the light switch. Finally, I can see the messy state of his apartment. No wonder he tripped over a plastic bag. There's garbage everywhere. Empty soda cans, random clothes all over the floor, used tissues at his desk. He's way worse than your typical college guy. He groans in frustration. Why won't you come off? He yells. I bend down and quickly pull his foot out of one of the loops from the bag, finally untangling him. Not knowing where his trash can is, I leave the bag on the floor. I could have done that, he says with a huff. Clearly, I say sarcastically. He finally decides to shut up for a minute, silently brooding on the middle of the floor like a lost child. It's a little pathetic, but it speaks to my maternal instincts, and I have a hard time leaving him to his own devices. You should watch yourself. I'm afraid to leave you alone like this. He looks up, glaring at me with those striking cyan eyes. I'm not some fucking baby, he snaps at me. I don't need babysitting, just go away. He attempts to stand up by himself, but manages to lose his balance by slipping on the same plastic bag from earlier. He trips backwards and lands on his butt with a yelp. I can't help but chuckle out loud. You sure about that? I ask, feeling smug. Can't even seem to stand up by yourself. He grits his teeth and growls at me like a dog. However, he doesn't look threatening in the least. He's more like a puppy dog. He's kind of cute, actually, if I ignore the fact that he smells like vomit and is piss-poor drunk. I extend a hand out to him. Come on, let me help you to the bathroom. You reek so much it's hard to look at you directly. I don't wanna, he complains, but still reaches out for my hand. I help him up, but I didn't expect us to be so close to each other when he's finally on his feet. Still holding onto my hand, he gazes at me with half-open eyes and a quizzical expression on his face. Like this, I can see all of his freckles quite clearly. He tilts his head to the side as if he's inspecting me. You're kind of pretty, he says. I drop his hand like a hot potato and jump away from him. I try my best to not let him see me blush. Don't get so close to me, you stink. That made my heart skip. I can't let a drunk like this rile me. Yeah, I wouldn't be blushing in a dude's house while he's drunk and saying I'm kind of pretty. That's just me. That's just me. So, where's the bathroom? I can help you clean up, make sure you don't slip and crack your head open or anything as you wash the smell off of you. He points to a door on the other side of his messy room. I help him across the room, making sure he doesn't trip over his own 2 feet again. I turn on the light of the bathroom. It's quite small, not as messy as the rest of his apartment though. There's a small shower, a toilet, and a sink. This really is a singles apartment. He leans against the sink, turned towards me. You gonna enjoy the show or what? He asks, gesturing at me. Huh? He shrugs at my response. Well, whatever you want. He then unzips his fly. Oh, that's what he meant. Whoops, forgot I was in an apartment with a dude. Don't know how you can do that, but alright. No, I turn around in a heartbeat. I'll be outside. I can look for some clean clothes. Yes, that's what I'll do. Clean clothes. I'm starting to ramble here, but I'm feeling so embarrassed all of a sudden. I'm in a stranger's home, and I was just about to mindlessly watch him strip in his bathroom. What was I thinking? I hurriedly leave him to his own devices, hoping he won't slip and fall in the shower. Someone's on Steam is playing Spotify. Looking over his mess of an apartment, I wonder what exactly I'm doing here. Looking after some guy I don't even know who's drunk out of his mind. Why do I feel the need to help him out? I don't even know myself. It's hard to resist people in need. I hear him turn on the shower in the bathroom, filling up the silence with droplets of water. I survey his living room, wondering where he keeps his clothes. There's a small dresser next to his bed, so I open up some of the drawers. Luckily, it's got some clean clothes stashed away in them. The clothes aren't folded nor ironed, and they're all crinkled. Typical college student, once again. Huh, these clothes aren't what I expected. This guy has got some suave sweaters in his wardrobe. They're kind of stylish. I was expecting plain t-shirts with prints on them, but no, he's got a little sense of fashion, it seems. As I pick out what seem to be his comfy clothes, I finally spot the amount of jewellery lying on his dresser. I almost didn't notice them before, not with all the trash in the way. But there's a ton of bracelets, rings, and necklaces scattered about. Some of them are clearly handmade and others came from the store. A few pieces catch my eye. They're actually quite cute. A lot of them have stars in their design. I like them. But why would he have so much jewellery lying around? They all look feminine in design, so I doubt he wears them himself. Have you forgotten that on his phone he had metalwork on as his pictures? He clearly makes jewellery. Oh, maybe he lives with someone, a girl. No. Though judging by the state of his living quarters and the amount of space available, I doubt that someone else lives here. The shower stops running and I look at the bathroom door. At least he seems to have survived a quick shower. Right, I should give him his clothes. I grab his clothes and walks towards the door just as it's about to open. Oh no. Come back to haunt me. This would not be a thing if I didn't have the DLC. Standing in the doorway is a stark naked redhead. My ears and cheeks explode in crimson. You! I screech at him, squeezing my eyes shut. Put on some clothes! I quickly thrust the clothes into his arms and back off. No one wants to see your dangly bits. I turn away from him, my heart beating way too fast. I never should have gone to this stranger's place. No, you shouldn't have. Don't yell so much, he groans loudly. It hurts my head. Stop talking and put your clothes on. I'm trying, he fires back. After hearing him mess around with the clothes I picked out, I'm really starting to wonder what the hell I'm doing here. Clearly he's fine, I should just leave. There, you can turn around again. I promise I won't take your virgin eyes. I whip my head around to face him. Virgin eyes? I repeat incredulously. He shrugs. You act like you've never seen a guy naked before. And you act like you've never walked straight before, I scoff. The nerve of this little shrimp. He clicks his tongue at me. I can totally walk straight. The redhead tries to play it cool, leaning against the doorpost of the bathroom. He completely misjudges his position though, causing his shoulder to miss the frame. Frantically, he staggers around trying to keep himself upright. I smirk at him. Right, clearly you can walk straight. No wonder your friends ditched you. He huffs. No one ditched me, okay? And then he looks at me, raising an eyebrow. Shouldn't you be going? Don't you have a taxi waiting or something? My eyes widen. Oh shit, the taxi. I forgot I had it waiting for me all this time. No, that's gonna cost me so much money. Ah, I cry out loud. I turn around and dash towards the front door, yanking it open. Downstairs, I can see the taxi clearly still sitting there, waiting for me. I'm coming, I yell. I turn to the guy. Okay, take care. Let's not meet again. He puts his hand up as if he wants to protest, but I don't give him the chance to say anything as I sprint out of the apartment, running back to the taxi. I regret helping that guy. This is going to cost me so much money. So much for having fun during my last college party. Half a year later, I've been scouring the city for a suitable place to start Olympus, my boutique. Now that I've graduated fashion school and have got a bachelor's in fashion design, I can finally make my dream come true. My grandma, who passed away over a decade ago, left behind an inheritance large enough for me to kickstart my own boutique and fashion line. It's been my dream ever since picking up a sewing machine when I was a little girl. Well, here it is, Olympus. I live right above the boutique as well. My career is about to start. The inside is still empty, so it will take a lot of work to fix up. Thankfully, I still kept in touch with Sarah, who was promised to help me out. It takes us a long time. I guess it never used to do this. It never used to save your previous stuff. As far as I know, it never used to save your progress through routes. It used to do one route and that was it, and you had to regain all your progress again. It takes us a long time to fix up the boutique, more than a week at least, but when it's finally ready, I can't thank Sarah enough for her help. Whew, that took much longer than I thought, she says with a relieved sounding sigh. You and me both. I thought we'd be stuck laying down on the floor forever. There was almost no end in sight. Well, feast your eyes on it, Valkii. Olympus is finished. I snap a picture of the finished store with my cell phone, welling up with pride. It's finally happening, my long-awaited dream of running my own boutique. Making clothes that people will wear, selling brands of clothing that people have never heard of. But first, I have to thank Sarah for her efforts. Come on, let's go to the mall and eat. My treat. You deserve it. You know I never say no to free food, Sarah replies with a smile. We laugh together and exit the boutique, taking a well-deserved break. After Sarah and I had lunch at a cafe, we decided to take a stroll in the city and do a little window shopping. I'm throwing you a party after your opening day, Sarah says with a smile. Is that so? Sarah bumps her shoulder into me. Into mine? Of course, after all that hard work, we deserve a little downtime and mingling, right? Besides, I invited some guys from college. Who knows, maybe you'll finally find someone that takes you out for a date. I shake my head. Sarah, I think I'll be too busy working to worry about some college bro who wants nothing but to party and drink beer. She shrugs. Doesn't hurt to make connections. Ah yes, my connection to beer is fundamental to my fashion, of course, I joke. I think my partying days are behind me. I didn't much enjoy the last one in college anyway. I remember I had to take some random guy home after he threw up in the bathroom. Ugh, not a pleasant memory. I promise, this time I won't ditch you for Kyle. He and I are through, for real, she says sternly. I laugh at Sarah. I better hope so. Sarah and I walk past a cute crafts store. Want a window ship for your future wedding ring? Sarah asks and points at the rings in the window. Who am I getting married to? Some college bro. Yuck. I laugh anyways. As expected, there were a lot of girls shopping around and looking at all the cute crafts in the store. It's got this homey feeling, I quite like it. I walk past the jewellery section and look at some shiny necklaces, wondering if any of them would match my dresses back at the boutique. Perhaps I could buy a few of them and dress my mannequins with accessories and whatnot. Then, a rather odd sight piques my interest. A young man wearing a beanie quietly tiptoes around the store, hands stuffed in his pockets as if he's bored, yet his cyan eyes are captivated by the jewellery around him. Wait, isn't that... Speak of the devil, that's the guy I took home at the college party. That's him, isn't it? Sure, his red hair is mostly hidden underneath his beanie, but those eyes can't deceive me. They're so clear and memorable. After that day, I never saw him again, not even at college, but here he is, shuffling around the store, sticking out like a sore thumb. I end up hiding behind a large display without even thinking about it. Why do I suddenly feel embarrassed? I didn't expect to run into him. I never even asked him for his name. Should I call out to him? Would he even remember? We always go fierce. I step away from the display and approach the redhead. When I appear behind him, I give him a gentle tap on his shoulder. Excuse me, I try to catch his attention. He quickly turns around and stares at me with a surprised look on his face. Does he recognize me? Maybe I shouldn't have said anything after all. Remember me? I ask. His eyebrows knit together and his lips remain closed. The young man stays silent and I start to wonder if perhaps he's gone mute. Sorry, lady, I think you've mistaken me for someone else, he says with a huff. He then bows his head and moves away from me. What? How rude! I definitely didn't mistake him for anyone. It's hard to forget the redhead I had to take care of that one night. But fine, if he wants to pretend to not know me, I'll leave him alone. I walk back to where Sarah is, trying to force myself to look away from the redhead. However, I can't help myself. My eyes dart back over to where he is. He's still looking around, inspecting some bracelets at the moment. In a split second, I see the bracelet in his hand disappear. Wait, what? I blink. Where did it go? The redhead looks around. He's acting shifty. He picks another bracelet from the display, and before I know it, that one disappears as well. He's stealing. Hey, I call out. Everyone in the shop looks at me. He's stealing. Like, a good one, dobbing him in. Although if this is like a family-owned business, it's not like a big chain, then yeah, you shouldn't do that, bro. The young man stands frozen on the spot. All eyes are on him as the clerk comes up from behind the counter to confront him. In a flash, he drops the bracelets onto the counter and starts rushing through the crowd, knocking people away from him. He sprints towards the exit in a panic. Before anyone could have done something, the thief is gone. Wow, I can't believe he tried to steal something. I'm baffled, actually. Should we go after him? I muse out loud. He did try to commit a crime. I'm trying my best to remember where he lives, but it's been so long and it was hard to see during the night, I can't recall. Sarah shakes her head. Not worth it. They've got cameras here, you know. They'll find out who he is. I guess so. I never thought anyone would steal in such a crowded store. That's exactly the best time to steal, Sarah points out. Huh? How do you know? Sarah says nothing, instead glancing sideways with a smirk on her face. She chuckles menacingly. No way, Sarah stole things before? Oh no. Wait, are you saying you were stealing too? Not right now, she hisses. I mean, I used to. Why? She shrugs. The thrill? I don't know. It was easy. I stole cheap makeup like lipstick and mascara. If it was cheap, why'd you steal it? I question her. No comment, she scoffs. Then Sarah starts pushing me towards the exit. Now come on, let's get out of here already. I'm a bit surprised. I never would have pegged Sarah as someone who'd steal. She seemed like such an honest and hard-working student during college. My image of Sarah has sullied a little. I used to look up to her, but now, can you really admire thieves? Come on, get off your moral high ground. I shake my head and we exit the jewelry store. Alright, I will see you in the next one. Bye.